world. So my previous video is about why I believe a God exists. To very briefly recap, I believe that free will exists. As far as I understand free will, it's supernatural in nature. Supernatural activity had to start somewhere, and for lack of a better theory and lack of a better name, I'm calling that start God. Now, there's not a whole lot more I can tell you about the nature of God. I feel pretty certain in saying that it exists as much as this roof that I'm sitting on exists. Don't ask why I'm sitting on a roof. But so what? What sort of bearing does this have on my life? There's not really a whole much more I can say unless I add another axiom, and that will be that good and evil exist, that morality exists. Now, for morality to exist, I believe it has to be absolute or universal. In much the same that for math or logic to actually be anything, they have to be universal. If you and I do the same Sudoku puzzle, we have to come up with the same answer. The rules apply to everyone the same way. I'll add a little bit of nuance, saying that gravity also affects everyone the same way. But because gravity affects everyone the same way, it applies 200 pounds of force on me, but my dog, it only applies 20 pounds of force. So there is some nuance to universality here. Anyways, what does this tell us about God? Well, one, it means that if it applies to everyone the same way, then it also has to apply to God. And that means that God did not create the idea of good and evil, that God could actually be evil. But if there's anything about your life that you would dare call good, be it friendship, family, learning and knowledge, if there's anything in your life that you would call good, that means that God isn't completely evil. And then you could use the same logic. Well, has God done anything evil? I don't actually have any evidence of that in my life. Anything that I could blame, anything that I would say that is evil in my life is either my fault or someone else's choice. I don't actually have a whole lot that I feel like I can blame God for. So that puts me in a position where I have to believe in some sort of tradition that allows for free will. It means that morality exists, and it's not just the word of God that creates good and evil, but something that also applies to God. And it needs to have a single, largely good God. I am a Christian largely based off of faith, but it does fit most of my requirements. There are some things about Christianity I don't understand, such as the Trinity. Near as I can tell, it is a paradox, 3 in 1. It doesn't make sense to me. But I could talk about the Trinity more in a particular video. I don't feel it's actually a terribly important facet of faith, and the stuff that is important does seem to largely check out. And as I say, I'm taking it on faith. I wish I could give you a better answer, but that's mine. There's another thing that atheists often say is that they believe in just one less God. I'm just going to see if I can wrap this up in one more minute. I've already opened the door to the supernatural. And in Christianity, there's such things as angels. If there is such a thing as Zeus or Thor, it is a possibility. Zeus and Thor were never mentioned to be almighty gods in the legends. And, well, perhaps Thor is an angel that just really, really hates tall trees, or really hates people playing golf in the middle of a thunderstorm. But by and large, it's not germane to my life. And in fact, and this is going to be somewhat controversial, the existence of God isn't actually particularly germane to my life either. However, morality and the nature of good and evil is. So this puts me at a 5-minute mark. There's plenty more I could say, particularly about the nature of morality. But that is the sort of God I believe. I believe in a God of reason and good things. And Christianity does seem to be largely compatible with that, without having too many contradictions. Thank you.